Welcome back to Sports Extra. Joining me tonight is Jim Biever, former team photographer with the Green and Gold. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
100 years of football in Green Bay. And this book is kind of your baby, isn't it?
It is.
And it came out earlier in October. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration. I mean, for over 4 decades, you were roaming the sidelines covering Green Bay.
Well, it's a collection of photographs from mine and my father's archives. We've been covering the Packers for 8 decades. He started in the early 1940s. And really, it's a collection of great moments, great players, memorable moments, just a fun collection of photographs.
You know, for you, it was a family affair, and you're looking at 80 years total between you and your dad. And he kind of was the trendsetter amongst a lot of sports photographers at the time, correct?
Very much so, yeah. In fact, I believe he was the first team photographer of anyone in the NFL, so he did set the trend there.
And he was pretty smart about it too. He owned the rights to a lot of them as well.
Does, yeah.
Because he wasn't technically part of the Green Bay Packers, but
Exactly.
he worked with them and for them.
That's correct.
Your inspiration, was it always as a little guy, watching Dad do his thing with the camera and then seeing the results of it from Don Hudson all the way to Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. No, I really enjoy photography. In fact, I always say I'm a bigger fan of photography than I am of football. So the challenge of getting out there in the rain and the snow and trying to make a good image, that really kept me going for all those years.
Well, really, the Lombardi Era, the advent of television and just the timing of it, that's when, boy, these black and white photos come to life. I mean, Vince on the sidelines, and you say Vince, and look at Forrest Gregg.
Right.
What a great photo there.
Yeah.
Vince didn't like to have his picture taken.
That's what my dad often said, that he would hide behind players, usually big linemen, and jump out once in a while, take a picture of Vince, and then hide back again. And it was a few years before he actually thought that Vince liked his photo taken again.
Took a little while for him to warm up to it.
Warm up, yes.
From what I've been told, it took Vince a lot to warm up to a few things.
To anybody.
To anybody.
Correct.
And there he is with Commissioner Rozelle and
first Super Bowl.
And first Super Bowl and in his office. I mean, just some great moments that he was able to capture, and the bloody hands. I mean, that really was the black and blue division when guys would lose teeth on the field.
Exactly right. Yeah. So many of those photos, with the mud, we just don't have mud anymore.
Right.
Even in a rainy day, with the special grasses, mud doesn't exist anymore. So those are kind of rare pictures.
Well, and a lot of the guys too, from Jerry Kramer on down, had contacted you for all the books that they've written.
Oh, sure.
So you'll see your photos not just in your stuff, but scattered all over the paperback and hardcover world.
Yeah, exactly, very much the case, and especially early on. There weren't many photographers on the field in the 40s, 50s, 60s, even in the 70s. You might, in the early years, there may have been 2 or 3 other photographers there, and so my father had some of the original photographs of the Packers.
So you came in just after the Lombardi Era officially in 1975, and then there were some lean years, as we know, until Ron Wolf and Mike Holmgren and Brett Favre really changed things.
Right.
And photography changed as well. I mean, you had to go back and go into a dark room and do all the processing the old school way, and now you got digital, which is totally different.
Exactly right. No, this book is probably as much about the evolution of photography as it is about the game itself. Back in the early days, my dad would talk about how he could take 5 or 6 photos per game. He'd have to focus on a spot on the field, wait for the action to run into it, and you take that all the way through the films, black and white, then color, and then of course digital in the early 2000s. And at the end, I was shooting 2,500, 3,000 photos per game.
Right, and it was totally different than going into the dark room, because I remember when I first started here, they had that over at Lambeau Field, where all the photographers would rush in at halftime to get a couple photos out there, and then they'd finish up afterward.
Exactly right, yeah. And lucky for us, my dad was an archivist at heart. He took the time to develop it correctly, to archive it correctly, and even these days I can go back and find a photo from the 40s or 50s. You tell me what game and I can find the photo.
You can find it there. Well, we talked a little bit about the new era. What has changed to make it, obviously, the efficiency, the quality, the pixels, they just physically look better, but you still have to be in the right place at the right time to get those images of Reggie White.
Oh, sure.
Or Brett Favre, or like we said earlier, Aaron Rodgers.
Right. No, preparation is a big part of a photographer's game. Knowing, key matchups of that game, certain situations, what to look for. You know, I once told Brett Favre that I know your plays.
Yeah.
And so you try to predict what he's going to do, and yeah, it's much easier these days with the equipment.
Well, I spent almost a decade roaming the sidelines with a camera, all the way from high 8, 3/4 inch tape, and then eventually DVC Pro, and now digital. And you do get to learn tendencies and formations. People don't realize that, because
Sure.
as you're zooming in to start a play, you look at it and you go, okay, they might go here with it.
Right.
And that ball might arc right into your lap, as they say, and you get that hands-on shot, or as they call today, the coaches, high pointing the ball.
Correct.
You know, like
Right.
Richard Rodgers. That was a great photo, the Hail Mary toss that over in Detroit.
Yeah, yeah. There, you know, that was a case where I had a inkling of what might happen, and so I was down in that end zone and thinking, here it comes, and don't miss it.
Even Charles Woodson's speech to the team at Super Bowl 45. There's the one that we had talked about right there, where, I mean, that is perfect. I mean, that is a great shot.
Luck is involved with that, a little bit.
Right? A little bit of luck. Clay coming out of the tunnel. Just those moments that people will always remember. Randall Cobb. Look, I love that one too. Look at the
rain.
The rain coming off the helmet as he's making the tackle.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
exactly.
All right, one photo that we talked a little bit off the air, goes all the way back to the beginning of World War II. And it might have been your dad's first photo, and arguably the greatest player in team history, Don Hudson.
There he is.
Look at that.
Right.
How
Right.
awesome.
Catching a pass.
I mean, to catch it in the moment like that with those primitive cameras, that's
Right.
pretty amazing.
And you know, this film is 80 years old.
Yeah.
And again, going back to what my father would do with these photographs, doing everything correctly, they're still in existence today.
Still in existence today. Well, where can people find the book around the state of Wisconsin? You're obviously down in Port Washington and the Milwaukee area, but it's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. It's Amazon. In fact, we're the #1 best-selling sports photography book on Amazon currently. Barnes and Noble, of course, here or in the Valley have it. Should be available anywhere books are sold.
Absolutely, and it is heavy. It is like thick. Have you seen how big this book is? It's heavy.
5 pounds.
100 years in Titletown, celebrating a century of Green Bay Packers football. Jim Biever, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have plenty more on Sports Extra coming up after the break.